Hello everyone, and welcome to the Jersey City Free Public Library 2021 Summer Reading Program Storytime. My name is Miss Mary, and I'm the librarian here at the Heights Branch Library way up on Zabriskie Street. If that's in your neighborhood, make sure you come and visit us. If it's not, anytime you're up here, stop in and say hello. We would love to see you. Now, the theme for the summer is Tales and Tales. So, tales about animals and stories about animals. We know a lot of animals have tails, but they have stories about them as well. And today, I have 3 books to read to you about 3 animals. I'm going to read them one at a time, though I'm not going to read them all at the same time, so don't be afraid. You won't have to try to listen to 3 stories at the same time. The first one is called The 3 Bears. It's an old story. Some of you may know it already, but let's see if there's any difference in this book. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived together in a house of their own in the woods. One of them was a little wee bear. One was a middle-sized bear, and the other was a great big bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge. Porridge is kind of like oatmeal or cereal you have in the morning. The little wee bear had a little wee bowl. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bowl. And the great big bear had a great big bowl. They each had a chair to sit in. The little wee bear had a little wee chair. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized chair. And the great big bear had a great big chair. They each had a bed to sleep in. The little wee bear had a little wee bed. The middle-sized bear had a middle-sized bed. And the great big bear had a great big bed. One morning, the 3 bears made some porridge for breakfast and poured it into their bowls. But it was too hot to eat. So they decided to go for a walk until it was cool. While the 3 bears were out walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came up to their house. First, she looked in at the window, and then she peeked through the keyhole. Of course, there was nobody inside. Goldilocks turned the handle on the door. Well, the door was not locked because the 3 bears were very trusting bears. They never did anyone any harm, and they never thought anyone would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went right in. And there was the porridge on the table. It smelled really good. Goldilocks didn't stop to think whose porridge it was. She went straight to it. First, she tasted the porridge of the great big bear. Oh, that was too hot. Then she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear. Oh, that was too cold. And then she tasted the porridge of the little wee bear. Well, it was neither too hot nor too cold, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she ate it all up. Then Goldilocks went into the parlor to see what she could find there, and there were the 3 chairs. First, she sat down in the chair of the great big bear. But that was too hard. Then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear. But that was too soft. Then she sat down in the chair of the little wee bear. Well, that was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much that she rocked and rocked and rocked until all of a sudden the bottom of the chair fell out and down she went onto the floor. Goldilocks went into the bedroom where the three bears slept. First, she lay down upon the bed of the great big bear, but that was too high at the top for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the middle-sized bear, but that was too high at the bottom for her. Then she lay down upon the bed of the little wee bear. Well, that was neither too high at the top nor too high at the bottom, but just right. Goldilocks liked it so much, but she was so tired that she pulled up the covers and went right to sleep. By this time, the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough to eat, so they came home for breakfast. Goldilocks had left the spoon out of place in the bowl of the great big bear, and he noticed it first thing. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had left the spoon in the bowl of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bowl. "Somebody has been tasting my porridge, and they ate it all up," said the little wee bear in his little wee voice. The three bears then went into the parlor. Goldilocks had left the cushion crooked on the chair of the great big bear, and he noticed it first thing. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had squashed down the cushion in the chair of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his chair. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair, and they sat right through it." The three bears went into the bedroom. Goldilocks had pulled the pillow out of place on the bed of the great big bear, and he noticed it first thing. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the great big bear in his great big voice. Goldilocks had pulled the blanket out of place on the bed of the middle-sized bear. "Somebody has been lying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his bed. "Somebody has been lying in my bed, and there she is," cried the little wee bear in his little wee voice. This woke Goldilocks up at once. There were the three bears all staring at her. Goldilocks was so frightened that she jumped out of bed and ran to the open window. Out she jumped, and she ran away as fast as her legs could carry her, never looking behind her. No one knows what happened to Goldilocks after that. As for the three bears, they never saw her again. And that's The Three Bears, illustrated by Paul Galdon. Well, I don't know about you, but I like cereal and oatmeal in the morning. I usually don't have to go out for a walk to wait till it cools off so I can eat it, though, but the three bears did. So I have a little song you might know. It's about an animal. Actually, it's a spider, but that's still sort of an animal. And it's called the Itsy Bitsy Spider. And I know people do the spiders lots of ways. They do this way, they do this way. I do my spider this way. I find it easier. And this is how the spider goes up the water spout when we sing it, when I sing it. So if you already know the song, I would like you to please sing along with me if you can. Okay, I'm going to get my spider ready. Got my spider ready. He's all ready to climb up. Are you ready, everyone? Okay, we're going to count to 3 and we'll start. 1, 2, 3. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Well, that was good. I know some of you were singing, but let's do it one more time. And I want everybody to sing nice and loud, okay? All right. Count to 3 again. 1, 2, 3. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Oh, that was great. I could even hear you now. Excellent, boys and girls, and moms and dads, and grandmas, and anybody else who's watching. Thank you very much for singing that with me. Okay, well, the next book we have is called 3 Ducks Went Wandering. And it's written by a man named Ron Roy, but the pictures are also by Paul Galdone. One fine day, 3 little ducks wandered away from their mother's nest. They waddled past the barn, across the field, right in front of a big, angry bull. "What are those 3 ducks doing in my field?" said the bull. "I'll teach them a lesson." So with a snort, the bull lowered his head and charged right at the ducks. "Look," said the first little duck. "Grasshoppers," said the second little duck. "Let's get them," said the third little duck. So they scrambled under the fence to get the grasshoppers. And the bull crashed into the fence. And the 3 ducks gobbled up all the grasshoppers. And then they went wandering through the woods right in front of a family of hungry foxes. "Look at those ducks walking down our path," said the mother fox. "Let's have them for our lunch," said the father fox. "Yes, let's," said the little foxes. So all the foxes ran after the ducks. "Look," said the first little duck. "A pond," said the second little duck. "Let's go swimming," said the third little duck. So the 3 of them swam out into the cool water. And all the foxes stayed on shore, for they did not like to get wet. The 3 ducks had a lovely long swim. Then they paddled to the other side of the pond, right underneath a hawk soaring in the sky. "Look at those fat little ducks down there," said the hawk. "I'll eat one right now, and I'll take the other 2 home for my children." And with a flap of her wings, the hawk zoomed down, down, down toward the ducks. "Look," said the first little duck. "Lots of bugs," said the second little duck. "Let's get them," said the third little duck. So they dove to the bottom of the pond, and the hawk flew away hungry. The 3 ducks had a yummy lunch, And then they waddled up onto the shore in the sun, right in front of a long, shiny snake. "Look at those ducks lying in the sun," said the snake. "I'll eat one for lunch, and one for supper, and one for breakfast tomorrow." So with a wiggle, the snake slithered up to the ducks. "Look," said the first little duck. "Butterflies," said the second little duck. "Let's get them," said the third little duck. And the ducks leaped up into the air after the butterflies, while the snake tied himself into knots trying to catch them. By now, the three ducks were very tired, so they wandered back to the barnyard again, right in front of their mother. "Here are my three darling ducks," she said. "You look ready for a nap." So Mother Duck spread her wings over her children, and the three little ducks went right to sleep. Well, they certainly had their adventures, didn't they, boys and girls? And some scary ones. I think the snake was pretty scary, and maybe the hawk. But they got out of them. They got home, and they got back to their mom. And I'm going to be right back, boys and girls. I have to just go get something, and I'll be right back. Okay, boys and girls, and children of all ages, I am back again. We have another little song to do, and I just read you the book called Three Ducks Went Wandering, but I have a song called Five Little Ducks. You might know this one as well, and this is the version that I learned, so we're going to see how this goes. Okay. Five little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck called quack, 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 but only four little ducks came back. Four little ducks went out one day, over the hill and far away. Mother Duck called quack, 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 but only three little ducks came back. Three little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck called quack, 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 but only two little ducks came back. Two little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck called quack, 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 but only one little duck came back. One little duck went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck called quack, 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 but no little ducks came wandering back. No little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mother Duck called quack, 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 quack. Five little ducks came wandering back. Well, that was a happy ending to that song because the ducks all came back, just like they all came back in the Three Ducks Went Wandering. So you may know that song a little differently. You can make it five little anything you want as long as you have animal sounds. And you can make it five little dogs, five little puppies, whatever you want. You can always change up some of these songs to make them the way you like them. So boys and girls and children of all ages, the last book for today is The Three Billy Goats Gruff. So this is the third book about three animals. This is also illustrated by Paul Galdone. Once upon a time, there were three billy goats. They lived in a valley, and the name of all three billy goats was Gruff. There was very little grass for them to eat in the valley, and the billy goats were hungry. They wanted to go up to the hillside where there was a fine meadow full of grass and daisies, and where they could eat and eat and eat all they wanted. But on the way up, there was a bridge over a rushing river. And under that bridge was a troll who was as mean as he was ugly. First, the youngest billy goat Gruff decided to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the tiniest billy goat Gruff," said the billy goat in his very small voice. "And I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat." "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please don't take me. I'm too little, I really am," said the billy goat. "Wait till the second billy goat Gruff comes along. He's much bigger." "Well, then, be off with you," said the troll. A little later, the second billy goat Gruff came across the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the second billy goat Gruff, and I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat," said the billy goat, and his voice was not so small. "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please, don't take me. Wait a little bit until the third billy goat Gruff comes along. He's much bigger." "Well, then, be off with you," said the troll. Ho! Then up came the third billy goat Gruff. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, went the bridge. The third billy goat Gruff was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. "Who's that tramping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "It is I, the big billy goat Gruff," said the billy goat, and his voice was just as loud as the troll's. "Now I'm coming to gobble you up," roared the troll. "Well, come along," said the big billy goat Gruff. "I've got 2 horns and 4 hard hooves. Let's see what you can do." So up climbed the mean, ugly troll, and the big billy goat Gruff butted him with his horns and trampled him with his hooves and tossed him over the bridge into the rushing river. Then the big billy goat Gruff went up the hillside to join his brothers. Can you see this? Can you see the little troll in the water over here? Uh-oh. In the meadow, the 3 billy goat Gruff got so fat they could hardly walk home again. They're probably there still. So snip, snap, snout. This tale is told out. So that's another old story, the 3 billy goat Gruff. Well, I have enjoyed reading some stories and sharing some stories and songs with you today, boys and girls. But it is time now for us to come to the end of our story time. And I found some ways of saying goodbye that have animals in them, so I'd like to share them with you. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. Gotta go, buffalo. Be sweet, parakeet. Take care, polar bear. Bye-bye, butterfly. Give a hug, ladybug. Toodaloo, kangaroo. Give a kiss, goldfish. Out the door, dinosaur. To your house, little mouse. And so our story time ends. So goodbye, my dear friends. Hope to see you again soon. Bye from Miss Mary.